Hey, what up? God, it's dirty in here. It's a bunch of stuff. Somebody need to organize this, whoever work here. Anyways, my name's Ira Cross. This is First Mic, where we talk to comics about their first time on stage. Today, we got LeRon Crowder. It's messy in here. All right, so as y'all have heard, we got LeRon Crowder. This man, a lot of stuff to say about this amazing dude. So thanks for being on, man.
My pleasure, man. It's an honor. I was excited to do this. I've been excited to do this. I've seen like a lot of my peers on there, and I was looking forward to this.
For sure. So first question I ask everybody, what made you get into comedy?
So I started off doing podcasts at iHeart. I had a podcast called The Green Room, and my business partner, actually he's like my brother now, one of my best friends. We ended up doing this podcast where we're just covering topical stuff like every day and stuff that gets into the root of like culture.
Right.
And he had this opportunity. He got us in the Funny Bone. We were actually in the Funny Bone recording a live show.
That's pretty dope.
Yeah, and our podcast was really good. But when we did the live show and I got up there, and then that's where I started to build the confidence to talk, and people started to realize that I don't think I'm funny, but people think it. So that's where I started to get the itch for it.
Yeah.
And what ended up happening is my brother Mark Gordon, he ended up interviewing a lot of national touring comedians.
Got you.
And he started developing these relationships, and then he developed a close relationship with Tony Rock.
Yeah.
And Tony, he's seen a couple of our episodes, and he came on to a couple of our episodes.
That's
and
dope.
He actually asked me to shoot a TV show with him.
Dang.
So we went and shot the TV show, which was fun. Like I've never had done anything like that, but being in front of cameras and it was just a ball for me.
Right.
Like, so after that, we shot that episode, we went to the Funny Bone because he had a show here that night.
Makes sense.
So when we got there, we went, watched this show, and then he took us out to eat. Tony took us out to eat. And then we were at the Cheesecake Factory, and he told me, like, you need to get on stage. Mm-hmm. And from that point on, that was Memorial Day weekend of like 2 or 3 years ago. Mm-hmm. I end up going to open mics because I was nervous. I would go and then I looked at comedians like Dorks and Dweebs. So when I would go, I would pull up to the venues wherever the open mic was. I'm not doing this shit, and I'd go back home. Then one day, I was going through a divorce, and it was just like, what else am I doing with myself? And then I'm like, I needed something to grab onto, something tangible to feel good about with life. I went to open mic, and I just haven't stopped since. I've been doing it for about 2 years now, so yeah, it's in me now.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So I need y'all to know, and I'm telling you this, for those that are watching and have been watching every episode till now, you can thank this man for this show even existing as an idea, because we sat and we had a conversation at the museum, at the library, which is a museum. Let's be real, it looked like
library. We were at the library.
That is a museum.
Yeah.
But we were sitting there and we were chopping up a bunch of different ideas. You came to me, you were like, man, I got this one idea for a show, and I was like, bet, let's talk about it. And rather than meet at a coffee shop, I was like, we need to go and like write this out. They had dry erase boards and stuff. I was like, let's talk about it.
It was a full workup.
It was a full work. We had a whole thing. So if you enjoy anything that we put out, if you're watching this 10 years from now and you like the Independent Comedy Collective and what we're putting out, you can thank this man, because he put the idea in my brain for this show, for the idea of it being a network of comedy in general. Like, you did that because you were like,
I appreciate that
for sure.
But ultimately, it's really about collaboration, and
Absolutely.
really you want to be around people who are doing something that you're passionate about or something they're passionate about. Because I've been in a lot of situations where my ideas that I throw out there, they're just ideas. Mm-hmm. They're not like They're not something that anybody actually in the room believes in.
Yeah.
And so it was refreshing when you actually like said, okay, we need to have a meeting. I was like, I might have told Tyson or somebody. I was like, this nigga Ira trying to have a meeting about this. Like, and I'm not used to that energy.
Yeah.
I'm used to just the idea happening and forming and then leaving.
Right.
But when we got into that room and you start putting these ideas, you was actually writing stuff down. It actually looked like one of them boards in like a professor, college professor's class.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, he's serious about this.
Yeah.
And when you're around that type of energy, it's like it makes you want to be like, okay, somebody believes in what you're doing.
For sure.
You need to step up and believe in what you're doing.
For sure.
So, so I've been watching everything. Yeah. Everything that's been going on with this has been like a beautiful thing to watch. Just all the collaboration, and giving people a platform or even eyes to even have opportunities to do what we love. So yeah.
Well, thank you for that, and like I said, thank you for the inspiration in it. But like you brought up a point where you were saying like, oftentimes like the idea is out there, the thought is there, and you put it out, and it kind of just dissipates.
Yeah.
Right, like. Tony Rock is a person that I'm sure you kind of thought about, I could probably go on stage. And he was like, nah, go do this.
You need to go do it. Yeah. And that was I had friends like tell me like in high school and like throughout life tell me I'm funny. But I mean, you don't really, you look at funny as just being something in a small room with your friends and stuff. But to actually get in front of people you've never seen before, never met before, and everybody coming together over this one idea that you thought of, and everybody thinks it's funny. It's like it's just a different feeling. So
for sure.
When Tony he planted that seed, and I actually told him this like last year. After my first year of comedy, I thanked him for just planting that seed. And just because you don't get somebody as great as him, like, feeding you that type of confidence and courage. So. It was.
It's one of those things where, like, I mean, I've heard the story already. Obviously, it's what inspired the show. But it's one of those things, like, even though you said it already and I've heard it, I'm just like, it's crazy to think, like, something so small to him. Maybe it wasn't small to him, but, like, it didn't take much for him to just.
Oh, it was definitely.
You know, it was just.
But that's how. That's what you. That's.
Are we? No buts. But you should probably follow us. And subscribe and comment and like all the positive things you do on social media. You can say something mean too. That's just more engagement.
That's what you have to do for people. Like, even if you see some kind of spark in something in people, you water. Now you don't want to water a spark, but you know what I mean. You want to encourage them to go forward because you just never know what comes from it. Like
you fan that spark, you fan the flame, get it going.
Right. In that moment, if he never told me that, I would not have done nothing nowhere near what I'm doing as fast as what I'm doing, how I'm doing it. So it's I thank him as much as I can for real.
Yeah, and I think that's important. I think in the Columbus, I mean, from what I see, I could be wrong, but from what I see, and obviously Tony's not a Columbus comic, but I see a lot of that happening in Columbus comedy. Like, you know, we just had Def on, and he talks about, you know, the different things that he does to help people cultivate their jokes and build their jokes. You know, it builds up their confidence. Two, it makes it a comfortable, safe space where they feel like they could try some stuff. You know, and try some stuff, not meaning like edgy, but like, let me try to make this joke and see if it works. Oh, it doesn't work. Let me adjust it and shift it. So I think it's really important to have that, and I see that a lot in Columbus. Personally,
I think it can be that way, but I mean, I guess in any industry you're in, there's a lot of competition and stuff, and so people can look at you as a threat. I'm not saying anybody look at me as a threat, but I've seen I've seen it happen where. I tell people all the time, like, I'm in no way, shape, or form competition with anybody. I'm not competing with anybody but the person I look at when I wake up in them. And I'm 40. So it's like I don't have time,
for that.
For the shit that I be seeing in the scene. So a lot of the stuff that I see, it's like these is like I often have to snap myself back into reality, and I'm like, and remind myself, LeRon, you're around a bunch of kids.
Sure.
And I'm not saying that disrespectfully or flippant. I'm just saying as far as the way that I would have reacted to some of the stuff that I see 20 years ago, we would be having a different conversation. But I'm too old to be feeling threatened or competing with kids. So this is easier for me to just fan the flames of people that I actually believe in. Like, that's dope. Or this, like, there's a lot of young comics in the scene that I see that the only thing they're missing is experience.
Yeah.
And because you could tell by the way they write, it's edgy. It's always edgy. But it's because they have to, because they don't have any real experience, or they haven't found the voice to speak of their experience in the way that they want to. So it's just, once you get to a certain age, and I don't want to be like the old nigga in the room, but it's like, that's just what it is. Like, I just don't have a lot of the patience and stuff for the stuff that you're not speaking of, but you're speaking kind of against when you say like it's more collaborative. It's not really that collaborative, but when you're at a certain level, or where you have a certain goal in mind, that shit don't matter. Ultimately, it's just.
I mean, you've always been the dude. Every time we've had a conversation, whether we're at a club or anywhere for that matter, we bump into each other, you have this focus of positivity and moving forward with your comedy. And when you, I see the people that either you are around or gravitate towards you, those people tend to be like those that are moving forward and doing some bigger things and making shows happen. And not to disrespect anybody else that isn't.
But it's not even really disrespect. That's the kind of momentum or the impact you want to have on people. You want to. I want people to understand that when I'm out, I'm not. I enjoy hanging out sometimes, but most people know I got kids. I got small children. I don't have time to be arguing with kids at a venue about time or where I go at on a lineup. I just don't have the time for that. Yeah. So you want to be around people who make you feel like you're not crazy. Like, am I seeing? And did he just? And then you got somebody like two of my best friends as far as stand up, with Tyson Colson and Josh Albert. Yeah. I often run things by them like, am I tripping? Like, and then when they say nah, I'm like, all right, then that just lets me know where I need to keep things so I don't. So
no, that makes sense, because like you said, you are a dude of a mature mindset. Intentionally. So why would you put yourself around that? I'm just checking to make sure I hit all of the notes that I want to hit and questions I want to ask you. We kind of were touching on this a little bit, but you talked about your first mic, which is great. Like I said, I love that story. It's the inspiration for this. And you were touching on this, but what would you tell a comic that it's either somebody who is a comic that's brand new or somebody who is thinking of getting into comedy? What would you tell them about get into this game of comedy?
I would say for newer, I'm still new, but like people that want to actually start, keep the main thing. Like when you come in and you if you want to be good at something, don't limit yourself to. There's so many different rooms like in comedy that you have to go through kind of. But if you're an alt comic, which means like you do like music or you got your prop comedy or whatever the case, don't just stay in those rooms, because once you leave those rooms and you go other places like a black room or a more white room or whatnot, that stuff might not work. So you want to actually start like sharpening every knife in your drawer and be in different rooms. So don't limit yourself, and just make sure that you just keep in mind, like, if this is just a hobby, that's cool too. Right. If it's just a hobby. But there are people that are doing comedy that I know personally, that the end all be all is not Columbus, Ohio. Sure. It's a platform. It's a good jumping start, because the scene is growing. Yep. So it's something you want to take it serious. Go to the open mics. You have to go to the open mics. There's no wake up and get on a show next week and you have nobody knows who you are. That's just not going to happen. No. So you have to take the open mic serious, and every single open mic is not just you go, whether it's 2 or 3 people in a room. If you can't perform for it, actually it's harder to do a room with 2 or 3 people than it is a room with 100. Yeah. It's way harder. Yeah. So if you can't do those rooms, then keep it a hobby. Sure. But get out of the people's way who wants to make things happen for themselves. Right. And I just take it serious and stay out of drama. Yeah. Like, it's always something in this scene. It's always some bullshit, but stay out of it. Yeah. To the best of your ability. Sure. Because ultimately also when you're coming into this space, you're coming around people you've never hung around, the type of people you've never been around in your life.
Yeah.
Like, I have never been around, and I don't say this in a disrespectful way or anyway. So I haven't been around a lot of LGBTQ community in my lifetime.
Sure.
When I got into this scene has been the most I've ever been around.
I bet.
It's not nothing where I look at it different or I feel any way different, but you are going to be around people that you have not been around in your life, and you have to be sensitive to those things. You can't just comics joke. Yes, we joke, but ultimately respect people's boundaries, respect people's space. Don't be a creep. It's like so much. It's so many like things that you would think normal people have common sense, but they don't. Like I don't want to call it autism, but it's a lot of niggas don't. It's a lot of people on the spectrum who don't know. Or at least never been taught or act like they don't know. I've been in positions where they have to be around people they've never been around. So it's like you got to be more alert and be more willing to listen to people when they say something is bothering them or something they don't like. Something you gotta. It's just like normal. What I thought was normal stuff. You gotta take into consideration when you're around people you've never been around.
Well, I mean, you said it just at the end there. Taking in consideration, you got to consider other people.
Right.
You know, for instance, if somebody told me, if we wanted to have somebody on the show, I just thought of this. I've never actually had it as a thought. If we wanted to have somebody on the show, and let's say they are a person who has fought and worked for their sobriety for however many years, decades, let's say, and they're like, I'm like, hey, it's shot at Rehab Tavern. They're like, ooh, that's a bar. I don't really feel comfortable shooting there. Okay, cool. Well, what if we say this? One, it's not open. Two, it's, we make accommodations as best as possible. Or like, hey, we really want you on the show. What if we just shoot somewhere else? That's just considering that person. Now, I don't know if that'll ever happen, because I feel like most folks, even if they are sober, they would be like, well, the bar's closed right then, right? Yeah, cool, I'll come through. I feel like most people would be, but we would consider that. That's just common courtesy.
That's what it comes down to, is consideration. Just being considerate of the people that you're around. When you come into this space in this type of industry where there's so many people from different walks of life, you got to respect your environment. Respect your environment. That's all I want to say. Respect your environment. Whatever environment you're in, respect it. And you shouldn't have any issues.
No, not at all. And I think with that mindset, you should be solid and good to go. As I hard to save space. Of course, I go through all my text message with Brandon, and it went all the way to the top.
Hold on real quick. Surveyor, you got to relax.
She's good. She's good.
Okay.
So here's how we roll at Independent Comedy Collective, and especially on First Mic. Y'all can't hear the sounds in the background, but we can. And I don't know if I forget which episode we were on. Maybe it was something with I think it was August. Maybe me and August were trying to not have, we were having our conversation, but we could hear everybody in the back, and we were listening to them, and I was talking to them, and then she was talking to John, and you couldn't hear anything they were saying.
Okay, gotcha.
So you're not crazy, you're just a dad.
Okay, got you. Because she about to be over there humming and singing and all. I'm like, all right,
she got her snacks.
Let's stop it now.
You gotta sing to your food.
Okay.
Yeah, she's good. So for those that didn't know, this is a dad, and he brought one of his kiddos, and I love it. She came in, I was like, let's go. I love it. I ain't mad at it at all. That's how we roll. It's like it makes me think of I forget what it was, something on some random Instagram post that this professor was holding the baby teaching class so that mom could focus, and I was like, yeah, that makes sense. Duh.
That's another thing. If you ain't got kids and you a comedian come in, don't. It's hard. It's hard to do. It's hard to get out for me personally, to get out to mics and stuff, because I have 3 young children. So I don't have time to network. So when most people that don't have responsibilities as far as kids are concerned, they can stay out till 1 or 2 o'clock hanging out with bookers or promoters from other clubs. I can't. As soon as I get off stage, I typically have to get back to my kids. So if you don't have any responsibilities and you pursuing this, don't create any. But also, I mean, if you do have them, I mean, you got to figure it out. And that's one thing that I've been having to do more, is multitasking and figuring out. I have a great support system. I'm not saying it like I'm like my ex-wife died in a airplane crash or nothing, but I'm just saying I have a great support system, but I could do a lot more if I didn't have these niggas to remind me of my blunders.
Forever your It's a couple things. That's too funny. Calling kids blunders is next tier greatness, I swear. All right, we'll dive into rapid fire, man. So let's say first question in our rapid fire, because like I said, we're just gonna go through it. If you got some thoughts, share them. I mean, we're good right now. But first question: who is your favorite Columbus comic that's not you?
I have a few. Let me do this.
Okay.
These are some of my favorite people that I've met in comedy, but they have questionable. Let me just say that. Okay, let me start. Okay. So Tyson Colson is actually he's actually, like I told you, he's like a brother of mine in comedy. Yeah. Like me and him have gotten close since we started at the same time. But,
right.
It's not. I don't listen to comics for what they're saying because most comics are funny. Everybody's funny.
Sure.
It's work ethic. Tyson's work ethic is like it's inspiring.
For sure.
So anybody that I'm around, like those type of people, like they inspire me. Those are my favorite comics. It's not really so much of what they're saying because everybody's funny.
Everybody's funny. Yeah.
It's his work ethic that has him stand like apart from a lot of people as far as like his content creating, and then even some of the shows, his traveling, like all of that stuff that he's able to do. But one thing that bothers me about Tyson, did you know that he's mixed? Yeah. His mom is white, but his dad ain't black.
Okay.
His dad is Dominican.
Come on, man.
But Tyson, it bothers me every time he says nigga because he tells people that he's black so he can say the word nigga, and every time he says it, LeRon, it really rubs me the wrong way.
LeRon, come on, man.
If he ain't Dominican, he Puerto Rican. It's
oh my God.
He says it. He says that he's black so he can say nigga as much as he says it.
Okay, so you saying we need to check him? Is that what we got to do?
No, you don't need to check him because everybody say nigga now. So it's just like, I just want to draw some light on it.
I mean, he did. Tyson, don't come for me. He did say in one of his stand-up alones that, was it Ancestry.com or whatever? They was like, we know you. 23andMe. Yeah. We know you say nigga. You need to stop. Maybe that's his guilty conscience coming out.
Speaking out, you right with me. Josh Albert, he's another one of my favorites because he's Josh is courageous.
Yeah, for sure.
And some of the shit he say when he get on stage, sometimes I walk out the room because no, that's how I used to be. Okay. Now it's gotten to a point where I'm just used to his what he's going to say. Because he just comes out and it's like he doesn't shake, he doesn't flinch. It is what it is.
He leans into it harder sometimes.
Yeah, but I was looking in the Epstein files and I seen his name in it. And when I seen Josh's and this the power of the Epstein files, the people in it. This nigga worked at an elementary school around kids. He a lunch lady. He doing anything to be around them kids.
I mean, I'm not going to deny any because I haven't seen any of this. I don't know, but
I seen it. If you look it up, Josh Albert.
So I gotta what is it? Control F? Is it Control F to type somebody's? We'll have to figure that out. Brandon's gonna check that. It might take a minute because it's a lot of files. Let's be real. And Josh and Albert are very common. We'll check that.
Yeah, you gotta
Josh, defend yourself at least in the comments. Come back and talk to us, Josh. I feel like you need to talk about that one for sure. That's a big one.
Jason Banks is another one. Jason Banks is a good. He actually Jason. I seen. Go to his special. It's on YouTube.
Yeah, it's on YouTube.
It's on YouTube. Jason is incredible. Like his content creation is like he works hard.
He does.
Like I didn't even realize how like all the cuts and stuff he does.
Oh yeah, man. His editing, he does a lot of that. I'm just happy you got something nice to say about him.
No, he's a terrible father though.
What?
That little boy Derek is the worst. I don't even understand like how people just like allowing him to have
LeRon.
custody of these kids. Like that little fucker is bad. He is terrible. He is the worst. Little freaky ass little boy. He's terrible.
It's interesting is what I'll say because we talked about drama.
Yeah, man. Jason's he's a great comic. He is. Terrible dad to that boy. My last one, the last one I got, Henry Allen is dope. Henry's cool.
As a favorite comic, you saying?
Yeah, one of my favorite comics.
Sure.
Like, he's actually one of the first comics when I first started.
Yeah.
Like, I talked to, like, and I didn't even know who he was, but that's how personable he is. Like,
Very
he
much.
actually can have a conversation with anybody.
Yeah, no,
and
he
I
really
just thought
is.
he was just somebody who just, like, enjoyed watching stand-up,
Yeah.
local stand-up. But I didn't know who he was. And then when I found out who he was, I'm like, oh, he's dope.
Yeah.
This is when I realized he problematic, though.
Wait,
so
what?
I was at my son's school.
Okay.
My son's school, man. I was sitting in my son's school, and they was having a program, and this little black boy walked up to me, and he was like, "Are you my son's?" I'm not gonna say my son's name,
Sure.
but are you his dad? I was like, "Yeah." He told me that you're a comic, a comedian. I
Sure.
said, yeah, I do a little every now and then. He said, my dad's a stand-up comedy, little black boy, cute black boy.
Sure.
And I'm like, oh, what's his name? He said, I'm named after him. I said, what's his name?
Love that.
What's your name? He said, Henry Allen Jr. I said, you black. How is this? What the fuck? How is this happening?
LeRon.
And then I go look on Henry's page. He don't got no black kids on. He don't got no kids on his page. So unless he's trying to hide it,
He's probably trying to hide
his kids.
Henry, we still want you on the show, so like, don't let this be a reflection of.
Yeah, great comic. Henry's a great
He is
comic.
a great comic.
Incredible.
He's hilarious.
Incredible. Hilarious. But just some morals. I just come to realize that I'm probably like the best dad in the scene. More than that's just.
I mean, I from what I see, you do take care of your kids. I can't speak for
I don't
nobody
like
else.
to, but I do it. I don't like to. It's not something I don't enjoy taking care of my kids. Nobody enjoys taking care of their kids.
I can't speak on that front, but from what I see, like when people try to convince me, like, man, you should have kids, and I'm like, all the things you say you want to do are things I do daily.
Yeah.
That's like basic for me.
Yeah, no.
It's not a vacation.
Once they there, once the kids are here, that shit's done.
Yeah, like playing
unless you
video
got
games.
unless you at like home with even like a wife or a baby, whatever your situation is. But even that, like, she'll get sick of that shit too. And you going out doing 3-minute spots on Friday night at 12 midnight, then she'll get sick of that shit too every week.
That sounded oddly specific.
Well, that's just the only thing I could think of. I don't have those issues. I come and go as I please, but it's
Word.
just, yeah.
Word.
But no, yeah, those are pretty much some of my favorite ones that I look at and take something from. As far as like the stuff that they do, contribute to the scene
for sure.
Yeah.
And they all do something great. I'm not gonna let you continue to bash them because I'm afraid of all of them right now. What they're gonna say.
I'm not scared of them.
Hey, just comment in the bottom, and then he could defend himself. Don't bring us into this except to just comment, please,
or just fight me.
Don't do that. Please don't do that unless we have cameras present.
Those are my favorites. Some of my favorites.
Yeah, and I would say like those are folks that I've seen you vibe with. Some of them, a few of them you actually like literally came up at the same time with. So it's cool to be able to see the respect that you have for them.
Yeah.
And I know they got the same energy coming back.
Yeah, for sure. Like there's literally no competition when we're out, like when we're on shows together, or when we're just, even if we're not on shows together, if I'm saying, hey, if I got a show, me and Josh got a show in Cincinnati in June. Okay. And Tyson was like, I'm coming with y'all. Sure. He ain't on it. He just going to be supportive. So it's like that's the type of bond we have. So it's all, that's one thing that I want to say. Then find your tribe when you get into any industry you in, specifically comedy. If you're getting in comedy, find your tribe. Yeah. Don't force yourself into people's good graces. You'll find it as you'll see people, how they move and all that, and you'll attract yourself to those people. But just find your tribe, and then that'll be your support system, because it's trying, like, to keep doing this shit every day, all night, every night. It's trying, and you got to have people around you to be like, nah, you're going to this mic, you're doing this, you're doing that. So that's important.
Yeah, I'm actually going to do that to you right now. Yeah. So another show that you could watch on the Independent Comedy Collective is called Roadies. And it is hosted. I forgot about that. I know you did, and I can tell because there's not a lot of content on there for it. So, if you haven't watched Roadies yet, watch it, because there's some solid comics that are on there, and there will be more that are coming up. I'm dadding him. I
actually got Jarrell Beeman. Jarrell Beeman. He's going to come on and do this. Yeah. So all Roadies is, it's just The idea came from just me just driving around, driving around to open mics or shows with other comics, and just the conversations we have in the car. Nobody hears, and even it's not censored. We talk about whatever we want to talk about, and then I put it out on YouTube on the Independent Comic YouTube page. But yeah, it's just a conversation where we talk about life or our start or where we're going, and that's pretty much it. Yeah, just give people a peek behind the curtain of what comics talk about when we're on the road.
And it's such a simple concept, but I think it's good stuff. So last two things I'm gonna ask you. Least favorite social media, favorite social media.
My least favorite, I don't really have a least favorite. My favorite for sure is Facebook. Okay. Facebook, I get a lot. I'm more random on Facebook with the stuff that I say on there, and that actually that helps me with like tickets. As far as when tickets is whenever it's time for when people see you. I don't understand this, and I'm probably about to burn myself now doing it, but people equate being funny on Facebook with being funny on stage, and it's not the same thing. It's not at all.
It's not.
But when you're funny on Facebook or on whatever app that you're on, and you draw people in with your whatever you're saying on there, it helps me with getting people to come to shows. And of course, like people still come out because my funny on Facebook is I'm funny on stage, so it helps. But Facebook is by far my biggest platform that I'm on, where I actually care about.
Word. So if you're watching this on Facebook, you're welcome. No, that's dope. And then, so speaking of that, how can people find you on Facebook and every other social media for that matter?
My Instagram is LeRon Crowder. My Facebook is my name, LeRon Crowder. I forgot what my TikTok is. It might be like LC World or something. I don't know. But everything I normally do it comes from my Instagram, Facebook. So you'll see the pages pop up randomly from somewhere. So but LeRon Crowder on everything for sure. You should be able to find me.
Love it, man. Dude, I appreciate you coming on.
My
One,
pleasure.
I appreciate you coming on the show, just having the conversation. And two, being an inspiration for all this to happen anyway.
Yeah,
so
I
really
appreciate you, bro. This is dope, man. I love everything that's happening, and there's way more content coming. There's a lot more content coming. So like just doing stuff like this is actually like got the wheels in my head turning. So
Good. Hell yeah. Love that. Well, for those that are watching, continue to watch. We got more episodes coming. If you haven't watched the old ones, go watch the old ones. They're good. If you're listening, I love that, but make sure you are also watching the YouTube stuff, because then you can see all the things that we're doing and my crazy expressions. I don't just go silent. I'm probably laughing with the microphone away from my face is probably what you hear or don't. Got to give a big shout out to Rehab Tavern, because of them, we have this space to be able to use, and it's great. And you need to make sure you come here when they're actually, doing their thing and having drinks being slung around. If you're not sure where it's at 456 West Town Street in Franklinton. Come through. And this is First Mic. We talk to comics about their first time on stage and so much more. And apparently we cause problems between the comedy community in Columbus as well. Head shaking. Thank you all so much. Appreciate you, bro. Hell no. That's too... So good. You know it's good when Braden is like, whoa, okay, love it.